I didn't expect my Santa model to look this cute even though it's not perfect at all. So perfection aside, let's create something simple, fun and festive. So let's get started. Starting with the default cube, we're just going to add the subdivision modifier. Set the levels at 3 and in edit mode, add a loop cut vertically and move it down. Switch to object mode and apply. Next, add a UV sphere, reduce the size and bring it right to the top. Scale it a bit on X axis so it's not too rounded. Now add a subdivision surface modifier and click on apply. After that, select the two objects and shade it smooth and move it up above the intersection. Following that, we'll be adding a cube and adding a subdivision surface modifier. We'll be using this to make the eyes, the nose, and the mustache, and also the ear. So now bring it up and place it where you want the eyes to be. Now make a link duplicate, Alt D to do that. Now for the nose, Shift D to make a duplicate and place it at its position. Also, we'll make another duplicate for the eyebrows. So Shift D to make a duplicate and scale it a bit on Y axis. Just make necessary adjustment just to make it thinner. When you're done, type into edit mode, add a loop cut at the middle and turn on proportional editing. Reduce the balls and move it up on Z axis, just like this. Now just make some adjustment so it looks like an eyebrow. Now once you're done, make a link duplicate and move it to the other side. Now looking at it from the side, you could see the brows were not sitting on the face. So bring them in a bit and scale the face up on Z axis. So just keep adjusting it till it looks good. Following that, to make the mustache, let's duplicate the nose and move it to the side and scale it on Y axis. Now tap into edit mode and select the vertices on this side and scale it in. Turn off the proportional editing. So just scale it in a bit and rotate it like this. Now extrude it upward and scale it in again. Next, select the vertices on the other side and scale it out. Tap into object mode, move the nose upward a bit and scale the mustache on X axis to flatten it a bit and reduce the size. After that, make a link duplicate, move it to the side, go to objects, on mirror, select Y global. Next, for the ears, make another duplicate and move it to the side and flatten it, then place it at its position. Make a copy for the other side of the ear and move it to its position. Moving on, select all of them, the mustache, the nose, the eyes, the eyebrow, and shade it smooth. Now let's make Santa's hat. Add a cylinder, scale it to reduce the size and bring it up on Z axis. Scale it again and see it fits the right size on the Santa's head. After that, rotate it slightly to the back. In edit mode, select the face and insert it, then extrude it upward, scale it in and rotate it slightly. Extrude again and scale it in. Now rotate it and extrude out. Scale it in again and turn on proportional editing to bring it down. Now go to edge select mode, select the edge and adjust it to bring it down a bit. In object mode, add a subdivision surface modifier and switch to edit mode and add some loop cuts to tighten the edges. Now add a loop cut at the top and bring it down. Now select this edge right there and scale it in. Now add a loop cut to tighten the edge. Add another one and move it right at the top. Select the top edge and scale it in and press Shift S and choose cursor to selected. Now in object mode, add a UV sphere for the pom-pom and shade it smooth. Moving on, for the beards, place your cursor under the mustache and set origin to geometry. Now add a cube and scale it to reduce the size. Scale it on X axis and Add the subdivision surface modifier. In edit mode, add a loop cut vertically and go to face select mode and select the faces on these two sides and scale it out on Y axis. Next, add a loop cut horizontally and move it down till we can see the moustache. Now tap into object mode and move the cube backward on X axis. Now rotate it slightly backward on X axis. Following that, switch to edit mode and select this edge and scale it in and move it upward. Do the same for the other side. Scale it in and move it upwards till it's close to the ears. For the bottom part, toggle on extreme mode and select some edges and move it out on X axis. Switch to object mode and shade it smooth. Now for the mouth, I'll make a duplicate from the nose, scale it on Y to increase the length and on X axis to flatten it. Now tap into edit mode and add a loop cut. With the proportional editing, move it down on Z axis. Now place it where it should be and make some adjustments. For the belt, let's switch to edit mode to make that. Now go to face select mode and select one face of the body and shift D to make a copy and press P to separate by selection. Now in object mode, we're going to set this to geometry and increase the height. In edit mode, select the faces and extrude along normals. Now add some loop cuts to define the edges and tab into object mode and add a subdivision surface modifier and click on apply. Now let's bring it down to serve as the lower part of the cloth and make a duplicate and move it up to serve as the belt. For the buckle, add a cube and reduce the size. Now scale it on X axis to flatten it a bit. Switch to edit mode, select the face and insert it, then delete it. Now to do the same for the other face, just move this up on Z axis, tab into edit mode, select the other face and delete and bring it down on Z axis to its right position. Following that, let's make the front trim. Now tab into edit mode, select some faces horizontally, shift it to make a copy and P to separate by selection. Now in object mode, I'm just going to move this out and add the solidify modifier to add some thickness and also add the subdivision surface modifier and apply. After that, push it in slightly on X axis. For the ends, we'll be making it from the body, so tab into edit mode and select some faces to make up for the ends. So we're going to extrude it out and rotate it, turn off the proportional editing, rotate it and extrude it again. Then we scale it in and tab into object mode to add a subdivision modifier. Now switch back to edit mode, add loop cut to tighten some edges, add another one and move it right to the top and another one close to the middle. Now I'm going to turn on proportional editing and select some edge loops and move it up on Z axis so the ends doesn't look too blocky. Now let's add a mirror modifier to make the other parts of the hand. To add a mirror modifier and on axis click on Y. Now let's tab into edit mode and make some tiny adjustments on the ends. So add loop cut and scale it out. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect, just put in your best to make it look good. Next, in object mode, place your cursor at the tip of the hand and add a cube for the glow. So let's isolate this by pressing the slash key on your numpad. In edit mode, let's add a loop cut and select this face and extrude it out and this and also extrude it out. Now in object mode, add the subdivision surface modifier and tab into edit mode and add some loop cut to define it. In object mode, scale it on X axis to make it look flat. Now tap into edit mode and select the face, scale it in and move it to the side a bit. Select the other face and also scale it in. Now for the center of the globe, select it and move it in a bit. Now shade it smooth and rotate it to fit right in the hand. Next, make a duplicate and move it to the other side. Go to Object or Mirror, select Y Global. Now let's quickly add some loop cuts to the hand to define the shape of the hand. So add a loop cut and scale it out, and also add another loop cut right at the top and scale it out. I think this is manageable, but if you have better ways to work on the ends, please share with me in the comment section. Next, place your cursor at the bottom and set origin to geometry and add a cylinder for the leg. Go to edit mode, select the vertices at the bottom and scale it in. Then switch to object mode and auto shade smooth. Now move it down on Z axis and slide it on X axis under the body. After that, make a duplicate and move it to the other side. So I'm just going to select all of this and move it up above the intersection. Next, I'll add a cube for the shoe. Scale it to reduce the size. Now tap into edit mode and add a loop cut. Now press the slash key to isolate this. Now in face select mode, select the face at the front and extrude it out. Add another loop cut and select the faces round it. After that, extrude along normals. And in object mode, add the subdivision surface modifier. Switch to edit mode and add some loop code to define the edges. After that, shade it smooth and tab into object mode. Press the slash key to exit local view and place the shoe where it should be. And also make a link duplicate. Next, I'll scale the shoes and the legs to make it look longer. Next, let's add the torus to serve as the white fur trim on Santa's hand and leg. So place this and adjust till it fits the size of the leg, and also make a link duplicate for the other leg. Next, place your cursor close to the glove and add a torus. Scale it and rotate it so it aligns with the parts of the arm. Next, make a duplicate and move it to the other side and go to Object, mirror it on Y Global. Now let's assign some material to our model. So the clothes will be red color. Now select the belt and give it a dark color. And for the buckle, a golden color. Then for the bottom parts of the dress, we give it a red color, and the shoes black color. Also give the glove a black color. For the hats, we give it a red color and tap into edit mode and select the face at the bottom part and assign it a white color. So let's add loop cut to define it. Next, for the face, give it a skin tone color, and for the eyes, give it black color, and the mouth, let's give it something close to red. For the ears, skin tone color, now let's tweak the ears a bit. Tap into edit mode, select the face, insert and then extrude outward. Now for the nose, I'll be giving it a peach color just like the mouth. Following that, add a plane for the background and assign it a light red color. And that's it for our cute Santa Claus model. Drop a comment below if you try this out. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in my next video.